Hi, welcome, Simon here, and I hope you're doing well. In this video I'll be doing a full assembly, meaning that the keyboard, trackpad, and the battery. So as you can see, this is a full set that comes with the keyboard, trackpad, and the battery. A full assembly on a MacBook Pro 15-inch. We'll be changing out the battery for my case. So here, let me identify the model for you. If you take a closer look here, it says A1398. This is a MacBook Pro 2015 15-inch model. All right, so the reason why I removed the back plate already is because that the battery, as you can see, it is not closing in. So if you have this little lump on your back of your computer, or the trackpad is not clickable, then more likely it's because of the battery is being swollen. So you can see that my battery here is all lumped, swollen, and it's right about to explode, like giving babies. So I want to go ahead and replace it. So the only way to do is to transfer, I prefer this way, is to transfer the motherboard and the screen over to the full assembly. I do not like to work with the battery that is ready to explode, and you try to go underneath and dig it out and do the battery replacement. I think this is a lot harder to do. Changing out the motherboard, transferring is a lot easier. Let me walk you through it real fast. So you need to have a Pentalope P5. This is a Pentalope P5 screwdriver. You need to remove all the screws here, and once you remove the screw, then you can pop open the back cover. Next step I like to work on would be the LCD screen. So go ahead and remove the two rubber here on both sides of the hinge. We're going to remove the LCD screen. That's what I like to do next. Okay, so let's go ahead and flip the connector open up. If you want to disconnect the battery, you can, but my battery is obviously dead. There's no battery or anything, so go ahead and pull the connector. Simply just lift it straight up. So it's kind of like a Lego. It's snap onto to install. To remove it, lift it up. Go ahead and open up the clipper right here in the top right corner. That is a LCD screen. So go ahead and slide it to your right. Here comes the Wi-Fi antenna 1, 2, and 3. If you're not sure of the labeling, maybe you might want to give it like a mark so that you know which one goes where. So the longest one to the right, the middle, and the shortest one. Okay, so remove that 3 connector, but simply lift it straight up. And then there's one webcam connector here, the cable. Slide it to your left, or just pull it to your left, and that's how you have that. The next part is to get yourself a T8. This is a Torque 8 screwdriver. I'm removing the 3 screws here on the top right. That is for the hinge. Remove that. And then do the same on the top left. Okay, once you have removed all the 6 screws, the next step is to get yourself a T4. This is a Torque 4 T4. We're going to be removing this tiny little screw here and this bracket that is right there. So this bracket right here is kind of holding onto the LCD. You need to remove that as well. Okay, once you have removed that, go ahead and open up your screen. So I'm lifting the screen up, pushing it all the way at 90-degree angle, and then you can just slide that hinge out, just like that. Slide it out. Okay, now we have the screen being removed. I'll put the screen on the side. We're going to reuse the screen. All right, so the next step I like to do is to go ahead and start removing all the component here and transfer it to the new the used assembly on this one. So let me go ahead and start doing I'm using a T4. That's the left speaker. We can't remove the speaker yet because you need to get all the way underneath the motherboard. Let's go ahead and remove things that we can. You're going to remove that one screw, lift it up and slide it to your left. That is your hard drive. Remove the two screws. The bracket comes off. Lift it up. That is the connector for the I/O board on your left. Okay, you can get a plastic prying tool if your finger is too fat and you can't get in. You need to make sure you open up the little clipper and slide that cable away from your body. So slide it away from your body. That is to remove the CPU fan connector. And there's one here. Again, lift the connector up and then slide the cable away from your body. That's how you remove it. Let's go ahead and start removing this screw right here. That is for the CPU fan. Make sure you go ahead and disconnect this cable here. Just like Lego, lift it up. Three screws holding down the CPU fan. This little plastic right here, you need to pull it off, expose that plastic and remove that metal, the silver screw here. Here is the speaker, lift it up. Go ahead and disconnect this cable. Slide that cable to your left. Here's your keyboard. Open up the clipper here. Slide it, the flex cable down towards your body. Remove the two screws, open up the bracket, remove them, and just lift the thing up just like a Lego. That is for your trackpad. Here comes the speaker, lift it up. The connector, you just have to lift it straight up. Remove the two screw which is holding down to your charging device, the adapter to charge. Okay. Let me remove this plastic here. Disconnect this cable as well. and then just lift the entire motherboard straight up. At this point here, if you want to dust up your motherboard, I think you should take this opportunity to kind of free up some of the dust. It's a good idea to make sure that the exhaust, the heatsink able to exhaust out the hot air. Okay, so I'm going to leave this one here for now, and let's go ahead and disconnect this. Okay, once I remove that screw there, and there's one more here on the top, and you can just slide this board on the side. Now is where you can get to the speaker. There's one more screw here holding down the speaker. Let me just install the left speaker now before I forget. Okay, here comes the right speaker. There's one more screw here on the very far to your right. As soon as you remove the speaker, just transfer it over to the new, to the used keyboard, so that you do not miss out the screw. All right, here comes the motherboard. We are done with the old, we're done with the old keyboard. So here comes the motherboard. I'm just going to leave it on top here for now, because I like to move kind of reverse process on the I/O board here. So what you want to do is make sure that that metal piece right there is tucked underneath the base of your computer. Okay, so you try not to put it on top, you need to tuck it underneath it. Remember the two screws here that is holding down, so make sure you have them installed. One on the top and one at the bottom. Okay, once you have installed that process, make sure that the two rubber is flipped above it, and then this little cable here, the flex cable, make sure it's sticking on top. I think that is your microphone. Okay, make sure this cable right here is sitting on top. All this cable, speaker, keyboard, everything is exposed on the top, so that when we slide the motherboard to the right with the charging port, slide it to your right, you can let it sit, and all the cables would be sticking on top of the motherboard. Okay. The speaker goes on top. Double check again, make sure that cable is on top. Speaker, keyboard, trackpad, battery, speaker, the I/O board cable that goes to the right, to the left, and then this cable right here on the top. Yep, everything is sticking above it, which is good. So I need to try to remember how to put things back together. That is the challenging part right there. So remember, this silver screw got to go here. That is for that. I remember this one here, which got to go there. And I make sure the plastic cover goes back on top of it. Remember, there are 2 screws holding down the charging port. Put it back together. Okay, let's go ahead and slide this cable back in first. So slide it to the right, make sure the clipper is still open. Slide it all the way to the right where the white line is being covered. That's when you know it's all the way in. Have that cable here for your CPU fan, slide it down towards your body. Okay, and then close the clipper down. Now the CPU fan, I gotta make sure okay, so this one here goes there. And this one here goes here. This one goes on top of the CPU fan. This one goes to the motherboard. All the screws are not the same size, so when you remove them, make sure you maybe suggest you to take a picture of your motherboard before you start removing them. And as you remove them, you just want to make sure you know where to put the screws back in, so that you do not mix match the screw later on, because having the wrong screw may cause, you know, problems. Okay, make sure I connect the trackpad, the speaker. Here comes my CPU fan. Make sure I slide it in to the connector all the way in. Use a plastic prying tool to push it in, and then have the clipper to close it down. Okay. I think I have a wrong screw going in. The small one should go here. Okay, put this one in, close it down, slide the cable back in. Close it in. And make sure I have the bracket that goes back to the trackpad. So the bracket goes there. this bracket here goes to the I/O board cable, which is on that side of it. This plastic here goes back there. Slide the hard drive back in. There's a screw here holding down the hard drive, so make sure you have that screw inserted back in there. That's pretty much it. Now the next step is to have this LCD screen to put back together. So make sure that the hinge is open at 90-degree angle on both sides of it. Okay, and then what you want to do, you want to slide it in just like so. And then the same for the other side, slide it in just like so. And what I like to do now is to get one of the screw, the T8 screw, torque 8, so that I can close the hinge and continue working after. So kind of have the screw here. Make sure that you I have that one screw in. Come in and work on the other one here. Now I can close my LCD screen and I can continue putting the screws all together. Okay, make sure that you have the bracket aligned with the hinge here and have the screw go back on top. Okay, do not forget this little small bracket has to go back on the side of the next to the hinge using a T4. Screw it down. Do the same on the other side. Now slide the LCD cable back into your motherboard. So slide it to your left and close it down. Here comes the cable for your webcam. Push it to your right, kind of sliding it to the right. Make sure the cable go back to the bracket. Kind of do a cable management to align them. Okay, and then the wire. So the shortest one goes to your left. They're kind of like Lego. Do not force it down. You just have to make sure you align the circle so the connector is a round shape. That circle just go on top of each other and then you can just press it down to secure it. Alright, we are pretty much done with the process. Last but not least, to go ahead and reconnect the cable and your keyboard. Oh no, my keyboard is stuck. I totally forgot about my keyboard. Slide it in, push it all the way in, and then close it down. Okay. and then have the back cover go back in, and that should be it. So I need to transfer all my screw. My screw is left out on the other side. I'll go ahead and do that, and that should be it. I hope that there is enough battery to power this one up. We'll see. Or maybe the battery is dead. It looks like the battery is dead. So nope, there is a battery. It powering on. Let's see, any display. There you go. It's powering on. It boots to the login screen. There you go. There you have it. I hope that this video is helpful. If you do find the video helpful, please go ahead and click the like and subscribe. I really appreciate you for doing that. We just changed out the entire keyboard, the battery, and the trackpad, the full assembly. Alright, thanks for watching. Until next time, bye now.